Welcome back coast to coast here on Prime Sports. NCAA a handle on Gardner. What else did Stanford do in game 2 do you think that led to their victory?
Well, I think really they started passing a little better, ran their offense, got to the middle, and then had some hitters get hot and do the job.
Here we go, key game number 3.
Other thing is we started hearing the name a Fuhrbringer a lot more in game number 2.
They did go to their marquee player a lot more in game number 2. Game 1, it was really Devin Poolman who was getting much of the work. We'll see if USC tries to spread it around. If they do have Gardner's number right now, we'll see if SC tries to find something else that will get hot. We'll start it off. Steve Loswick, the setter, will serve. We are set to go. Game 3, we're tied at 1.
12 out, 12 out.
Fuhrbringer. Oh, what a smash.
Well, I said it hit hard. He's starting to hit harder. Maybe it takes his arm a while to warm up. Good shoot set to the outside. Leaves a hole in the block, and he finds it. He liked it.
Oh, he loved it. Giuliano arcs that one in between 2 Cardinal players, Garcia and Whitehurst. Side out USC, and Seifert will serve it up. No score, just the start of game 3. SC has actually lost twice this season to USC, if you count on that 5. SC has lost twice to Stanford. I don't know if I
Santa
said
Barbara
that the other way.
tournament.
Yes. Yeah.
No, they lost 2-2 on a 2 out of 3.
So they're looking for their first win over Stanford this year. So a quick hit to the 6'10", Solar Kovac.
I'd like to see Kovac a little more involved in the offense. I think that you're talking about they're working with his arm swing and getting his swing up. They need him to be involved offensively more.
Yeah, he's a very soft player, I'm thinking there for that 6'10". Right there. Oh, one-on-one block, and he loses that battle to Whitehurst. Keenan's looked pretty good. You know, when he does get the opportunity, it's usually put away.
Very high percentage hitter.
Very.
Hits well, doesn't make any mistakes, moves the ball around. Very solid middle player.
Stanford maybe a little more depth in SC, and we'll see if that plays a part in the later games. It's right there again, Kovac.
They both did have matches. Bill, I think fatigue, if you look at any, might hit SC because there's more pressure on them. Stanford had a relatively easy 3-match game against Long Beach, which was a big surprise.
Whitehurst again. That's bank right there when he hits.
Well, that's just a nice set. The ball's off the net a bit. He gets by, doesn't really get close. Looks for hands. Nice hit.
And they're really working Kovac right there in the middle. Giuliano, the double block, but that goes out. USC will get the side out. Still no score here in game 3.
Set to the right side, off a block, out of bounds. Giuliano doing a nice job.
Kovac. First saw him when he was in New Jersey, then he went down to Laguna Beach High School, where he got a much better look at him. Recruited him real hard. There's our side out streak at 10. 11.
Well, there are too many service errors. I think in these teams, they think so much about serving tough. Somewhere you've got to make the other team at least play the ball.
We'll see if Gardner does. Nope. You called it, Kirk. In fact, you called it before the match even began when we were getting set for the broadcast.
Well, it really is something that there's a lot of errors. They try and serve so tough, but you also have to learn the rules. If you miss a bunch of serves, somebody's got to serve it in.
Fuhrbringer sets it outside. This will be kept alive for the Trojans. Loswick comes in. Well, he ran into his own man Seifert, but it still goes up and over.
And as setters that like to push the hitters out of the way, he did it that time. Reached up with his left hand. Nice play by Loswick.
And another side out. Loswick. Outside Fuhrbringer, and we finally have our first point. It's 1-0 Trojans.
They hadn't stopped Fuhrbringer in about a game. This time they get up over and they stuff him.
Loswick again. They'll go right back to Fuhrbringer. They could get him twice in a row here, Kirk Kilgore. SC still with an opportunity for a point. Stanford right back in the offense. Fierbringer put that one away.
Nice hit by Fierbringer. Chong's certainly not afraid to go to him. 4 straight sets in the 2 last runs. I would like to see him run this way and then go the other way once in a while.
Fierbringer, what stood out to the coaching staff was how he played as a basketball player also at Estancia High School. They just loved his competitiveness. He was a star down there in Orange County and Costa Mesa, Estancia High. And they liked him there as well as on the volleyball court.
Well, there's so much alike in the 2 games, basketball and volleyball. Most of the time, you see these players do play both in high school. Seasons are set up so they can.
There's the hoop star to the setter. Out it goes.
Boy, setters don't get a lot of swings. They sure like to get them when they can.
Salivating when it happens, no matter where the set is. 1-1's our score, game 3. Fierbringer. The pass. That was wild hit that time by Jeff Bender. And it's 2-1 SC, not even close.
Saw the big block in front of him, trying to touch a sidearm it. Flat hit. It was just flattened out.
Bender's just trying to get back into game shape. That one just went flat out as well. Good pass right there. That's all Fierbringer.
The thing I like about these players, look at Fierbringer, Gardner. They're big guys that pass the ball well. Fierbringer passes the ball, does serve. You're gonna have some big swing hitters coming up in the future.
I'll tell you what, if you've never played this game or never been on a court, those balls are hard as rocks too when they're coming at you. That's just a big boulder coming at you very quickly. 2-2. Everything even up. That's what we expected. Trying to save Stuart Chong. We thought we might see a little, and we still may, of PK Diffenbaugh, Daniel Diffenbaugh, who's another setter, freshman from Watsonville, California, but so far Chong has been the man. That's a tough serve. Great velocity on that one. Stanford would deserve every single side out on that. Chong, Fierbringer. Hello. He's so demonstrative too, isn't he?
When you do like that in a player, you like a player that's intense. Boy, he sees the line, they gave it to him, he took it. Big line hit.
Yeah.
Was that the I lift weights?
Yeah, me strong man.
Me man.
Me hit big ball. Gardner then took a little off of it. Back row, good pound from Hofer. Really nice play by number 13, the 6'7" junior.
Dig sets it all up. Nice diving play, gets it up one-handed set. And I like this aggressive play from Hofer. Goes up and bangs the ball and put it away.
Yeah, and Hofer needs that for his confidence. He's been banging too many balls out, way too many hitting errors as of late. Giuliano will serve it up for SC. They're down 2-3.
Off, it's off.
Oh, some nice stuff from the Trojans. And it's banged wide, so SC earned that one, Kirk.
Well, there's great defense, little pinball defense going on. Tip out of the back row. The block gets a piece. Digger gets it up. Then the end of the play. Ball hit wide. Great play by SC.
Tied at 3. SC has a chance. Giuliano got away with one that time, setting. Really got away with it, I thought.
Well, being a hitter, you always think the setters get away with stuff, but that was a nice set to the outside. Gardner will take it.
SC's got the lead. Giuliano looks like he's about to shoot a free throw with that dribble. The joust, won by Gardner that time. Now the Trojans with another chance. They're gonna have to re-crank the O, and they go to Gardner. Out. So SC with 2 opportunities that time to grab another point.
Boy, and you cannot waste those scoring opportunities. Third game, usually the pivotal game. When you're in a match of 5, you're tied 1 up. It's a very pivotal game.
Shaw, one of the many service errors that we've collected between these two teams. I again reiterate the fact I think both setters played very well, and coming in there were 2 huge question marks. Wow.
attack hit the antenna. I saw it all the way to his move. Good call. Lineman saw it.
Yeah. So some nice heat from Bender, but it's not going to work.
Let's see if we can see. Watch that antenna hit.
Yep.
Grazed right by. Good call.
So the correct call, and Ruben Nieves' team down 5-3. But we're tied in the match, 1 game apiece. Kirk and I will be back in a minute at SC.
Jim McLaughlin has to like what he sees. His setter moving the ball around well. His team has come back and played real well. Bill, it's been a good match so far. We expected a good one. I think both teams have played well. We talked early about the setters. Inconsistency, that's always what happens. If your team's inconsistent, you lose a setter. Jim McLaughlin knows that well.
I think the importance of this match will show on both teams as we get down to crunch time too, especially for SC. Really need this one badly, and they're playing with that kind of emotion too. Block, Gardner. And Coach Jim will just calmly mark that one down. SC's doubled up Stanford now at 6-3.
I was surprised when Pullman went out of the game before. He's just coming back in. He actually carried the hitting load in game 1. They took him out for a game.
Yeah, Bender has played the last few minutes. Gardner over the double block. Only a freshman. He is going to get good. He already is there, but he's going to get great.
I mean, he really gets high. I mean, it's a huge extension, good concentration. He gets in, watches the play all the way.
Coach McLaughlin says he has an unreal first step. Just an unreal first step that gets him going.
When you're that tall, your first step should be pretty long.
Game Gardner, one of the top 3 recruits in the nation. Swing hitter. This one's right at us. Look out. Save, too. Devin Pullman right here by the monitors.
That was a great play. Slid in, make the play. Usually you win those rallies. You make a good play. Somebody keeps it in.
7-4 Trojans. From the back, Giuliano. He's played pretty consistently. The 6'5 junior from Santa Barbara.
Like Giuliano in that D set they call it. That's the right back hitter. ABCD across the back row. That's how the setters know it.
Coach McLaughlin characterizes him as a technique player. The bump set. And the touch. And Pullman got bailed out a little bit there.
Well, Pullman, I like the way he swings.
Oh, I like he does.
He goes up and just swings away, and I like that in a hitter.
And I think this could be a breakthrough weekend for him. Did he get there? No. Finding the wide open real estate. Gabe Gardner. 16 kills.
Gardner out of the back row. They fake, and he just goes with a tip out of the back row. Cannot be played.
You just get frozen, especially with a guy that can bring it like Gardner.
Well, in the old days, not too long ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
That's old enough for me.
That is for me too. Well, the back row attackers never did tip. They just hit out of the back row. Now they tip and do everything else.
Well, from the old days to modern times, SC and Stanford going at it, and SC leads 8-4. We'll see in a minute. Welcome back to the Lions Center, USC. Right near downtown Los Angeles, if you've never been this way. Right now the Trojans lead Stanford 8-4. I'm Bill McDonald, and as I introduced him at the beginning, the legendary Kirk Kilgore alongside. Hey, you got to be legendary when you've got a tournament named after you. A cup named after you.
So what do you want me to say to that, Bill?
Thank you would be.
Thank you is very nice.
Serving it up now is Devin Pullman. Gardner. That's number 13, Michael Hofer, who's in the middle of that business.
Build the 3-man wall this time. All 3 blockers see it. Out of the back row, they get up, and the big one gets it.
And Fierbringer thought he was in on a little of it too. Wants a piece of that action.
Yeah, he'll get an assist on that.
That's a pretty good set right there. I like that up by Loswick too. That was.
I didn't like the call. That's a little deep dish, Beach. I like that.
Watch it again.
Like the deep dish pizza.
Oh, right there was deep dish. Yeah, you didn't
No,
like
watch the set.
Oh, this one.
That's the
Yeah,
deep
that one.
dish.
The Pullman set.
One with the cheese on the inside.
Net violation. And that one cannot be ignored. Serving now for Stanford, Michael Hofer. Blocked out of bounds, so Giuliano records another kill. They've gone to him frequently too. I think he's had a pretty good match. 8-5.
Hits the quick set very well. Fast to the outside, get him on the lines, tools, hands. Does a nice job.
You could say the one Trojan who hasn't really been to the offense is Kovac. And an ace. And the PA announcer is still letting us know. Russell Brock that time with the ace. And it's 9-5.
I think the ball was actually out of bounds. It hit the player's foot as he tried to get out of the way.
It'll work. Furbringer. SC trying to take command here. And, ooh, just out. As that wall brought it right back, but Furbringer had enough mustard on that one to direct it his way.
A good wild hair look at him. I like that. He's intense.
Speaking of wild hair, when was the last time you visited a stylist? Scared me when I first saw you tonight.
Now, Billy.
I didn't say scared me in a bad way.
Oh, okay. Hope it wasn't in too good a way.
No. 9-6. We're tied at 1. SC won game 1. Stanford came back to win game 2. 15-8 after SC won 15-12. Giuliano, quick again on the offense, this time for the right side, right hand.
Well, they really set him the quickest set on the outside, and I like that quick outside 4-5, if you will, 4 in front, 5 behind.
How do these offenses compare? How does SC's differ from Stanford's?
I think they're all very similar now. Things start working. In fact, I think teams right now are running much less complex offenses. They're using more hitters, but they're not running as many fake X's, insides, stuff we used to run all the time.
Are any of the top teams running complex offenses? I'm talking about Hawaii, UCLA, maybe State or Northridge.
No, I think the college teams are pretty much running all the same offenses. They go to the back row hitter. They go, not as quick outside. Internationally, they're running very quick attacks to all 5 hitters.
Why do you think then it's a little simpler than it used to be?
Well, I think because there's so many hitters. They got 3 guys coming out of the back row half the time. You get too many guys running around and they fake. What they're trying to do now is clear an area so they'll run an X so they can run the back row hitter behind, try and make the blocks move in.
Bryant Edwards in to serve. Garcia the pass. That one did not go from Pullman. So Pullman has certainly calmed down a little bit. And it's funny, the book on him, he runs hot and cold, and right now that faucet is on cold. And it's 10-6 Trojans.
Well, Bill, I think you're right, and I think he played very well in game 1. Hit great. They took him out. That's a good way to cool down a hitter if he's a hot, cold hitter. So you might look at the coaching to say, is that a good move to take him out?
Pullman went in. Bender came in, didn't do much, didn't make much noise. And Pullman now trying to warm up a little bit.
Of course, the problem is he didn't make a lot of noise, but they win game number 2.
Yeah,
with him in there, and then you...
Yeah, you're making a good point. You're making a good point. It's like when I mentioned before when they switched up Furbringer and he had 48 kills against Northridge, but they still lost it.
Yeah, Pullman not happy with himself. It was a good set outside. Just hit it low, but you're right. I mean, it just, when do you make those moves? That's what coaching's about. That's why coaches have jobs and don't have jobs. People always ask me, Bill, do you miss coaching? I miss working with the players. I don't miss a lot of the aggravation.
It's interesting, though, and I think this bodes well for the quality of coach that is in the most programs in NCAA, but it seems as though the tenure is relatively long. I think programs tend to stick with coaches for quite a long time, even if there's some downtimes.
I think you're right. I think that's happening more and more.
More here than I think in other sports.
I think so. I think in volleyball more and more. And the other reason is there's just more and more young coaches coming along. I think it's hard to fire a coach and find somebody better.
Here are the kills by game. You can see how it's reflected the score in the first 2. USC leads by 4 here in game number 3.
Inside!
stood up that time by Edwards, and a chance for the 11th point for the Trojans. Stanford will be able to run right to Fierbringer. Down the middle he goes for the back row, and he lets out a little bit of a yell. 6'7" junior Matt Fierbringer.
Well, that's a nice play. Right down the pipe, as they call it, middle of the court, back row.
Whitehurst the serve, the joust, and Stanford wins it. And here come the Cardinal. 10-7, they're down now. Whitehurst another opportunity to service. Brock the pass. Giuliano. Nice grab.
They're coming after you, Bill.
That's 2 times. Yeah, but that first play of the game was buzzing at him.
They're afraid of me. I mean, they know I'm going to dig the ball, but
they'll just head it right over there. Right. With the help of the equipment, Aaron Garcia.
They'll ram it down. It works great. If you can use that tape every time, you'd never get stopped. He goes, I work on that every day in practice. What are you talking about?
Throws everything off. Brock, a little bit of a side swing. Got some heat on that one. And Russell Brock puts it home. He doesn't get many opportunities, so he likes to get the best when he gets a swing at it.
You talked about that earlier. He's a very steady player, does the little things for SC that needs to be done, and puts the ball away when he's given the opportunity.
He's got 7 kills in this one. That one did not go, and SC collects their 11th. It's 11-7 now.
Big game for USC. After losing the second game, they win the first, they lose the second, they could have folded their 10.
And they're about to go up 12-7 here. They'll get a free ball. Oh, what a horrible play that time by Brock. I mean, Stanford really got bailed out that time.
Mark that point. If this turns around, that's the one. You get a free ball, you take it with your hand, you pass it over the net. That's a match turner right there. See if they can overcome that play.
And Coach McLaughlin's team has held on to their errors a little bit too long this year. That has been one of their bugaboos. They make a mistake like that, and they can't rebound from it. We will see if they can, however.
They may have gotten bailed out. That would have been an ace. It could have folded them right up.
Eric Seifert will serve for SC. They lead 11-7. Good pass. Trojans still have an opportunity. What do you think, Kirk?
Well, I think it was a late whistle, and that's what always bothers players. Marginal play, I don't think it should have been called. But what really gets the players, he calls it so late. A great dig. Ball comes over, but he calls the throw on the play. And
yeah, it was the throw on the set.
I think it was marginal. I wouldn't call it.
I think everybody else in the gym did too. 3 Cardinal players on the floor, and it goes for naught as SC now will have an opportunity. And I think Russell Brock is still a little heated, and he'll get an opportunity to serve. 11-7. He put a little extra smoke on that one. And an X violation, and it's 12-7. So SC gets that point back, and they lead by 5.
Something I'm seeing a lot in this service. Here's a play at the net. He has to do this. No choice, really. Follows through, obviously, gets the net with his hand.
Just nicked the tape.
Bill, what I was going to say is on the jump servers, a lot of foot faults. A foot faults if your foot touches the line or goes over it. They're not calling them at all. The linemen should be seeing it, but they're not on these jump serves.
I don't think it's been called once.
It hasn't tonight, and I've seen, I know, 3.
We'll see if it happens later on. In the middle, quick.
Very much like the back row attacker. The officials start watching the ball. They look up. The back row attacker steps over that line. That's a violation. Not called a lot.
Stanford trying to hang in. This is the point in game 2 where they let it slip away. Actually, no. Game 1.
Stanford has to get through a couple rotations. They're big hitters in the back row now. Fierbringer, they have to get around, block a couple balls to get back in this.
Just to make sure that my business was correct there. SC, of course, won game 1, Stanford game 2. That was obvious.
That one I would have won. Sort of looked like my hands. I don't know.
I think he still could have said it better than that. 12-9 SC.
Important time right now for Stanford. I've noticed about Stanford, they're not a great serving team. I thought they were a better serving team than I'm seeing. That one is a throw. No doubt about it. He came through, hands all the way open, ball sucked in. That's the throw. One before, I think, was very marginal, and probably at this point in the game shouldn't have been called, but what gets the players the maddest in any sport is a delay call.
Yeah, make it right away. They like to hear the whistle. Then you can get your beef right out in the open, but the indecision right away is what irritates everybody. Let's see if we can hear the coach.
Hey, they have to go to Furbringer right now. Know where he is, okay, the whole time. Side out, first and side out, and transition. Okay, and let's just talk. Defense, offense, okay? Keep good swing. Hey, it's our game. We put the pressure on him right now. Okay.
Remember, we just gotta be good. We're not being perfect. We beat these guys.
How about the other side and Ruben? Obviously, SC knows that they've got to go to Furbringer.
Good call on the bench, I think. We'll see. He said they got to go to Furbringer. They're behind. Know where he is. That's what he said. That's in broken.
And there is Matt Furbringer, number 20. The go-to guy.
If I was a Stanford coach, I'd say, look, good pass, set the middle. The quick hit is wide open. Has been really the whole time. They're looking at Furbringer now. That's what you want them to do. He's your big hitter. You have to go to him, but you do have other players. Go to the quick hit if you can get the pass up.
SC looking to side out. Kovac gets it.
Kovac, you don't call his name much on offense. I think the SC can go to him more.
They wouldn't expect it. He hasn't been a part of the offense so far. Let's see if they do go to Furbringer. They do, and it's out. And Furbringer not happy with the call.
Well, SC is very lucky. Jim McLaughlin said, know where he is. Look, the block's not there. They didn't know where he was, and that's all he told them in the timeout. Know where Furbringer is. They got lucky he hit it out of bounds.
You know where he is again, and they go middle. But SC digs. Good save by Gardner. Furbringer middle. Doug, no chance. It's 13-9.
It's amazing. We were in the huddle. We heard Jim McLaughlin say, they're going to go to Furbringer, know where he is. The blockers jump with the middle guy, all three of them, and Furbringer's alone outside. Luckily, he hits it out of bounds.
Right, and had a free swing at it.
That's what makes you gray early.
How about Kovac in the middle for another one?
2 in a row. I tell you, the middle's open on both teams because they both get real into a rhythm of going to the left or going to the back row guy.
Kovac after 2 kills in a row. The dig try by Giuliano, but the wheels of Russell Brock would not allow him to get to it. And it's 9-13.
Well, again, that was a quick set from behind. Good play to Whitehurst. Whitehurst has put the ball away almost every time he's touched it.
Tyler Neal in to serve. Kirk.
Serving me? I think they may score.
Yes. You don't give yourself enough credit there, coach. Yes, sir. Giuliano and the touch. Side out USC, 2 points away from a 2-1 lead in this match. Gardner's been pretty quiet this game, hasn't he?
Yes, he has, and I think that that does happen. You know, the setters move it around. They see different things.
But if SC wins, expect them to play a major part in Game 4 when you're trying to wrap it up. A little miscommunication there.
That's why hitters are hitters and setters are setters.
So Stanford a bit fortunate. Now Aaron Garcia. Hoffman and Palacios have also seen time in this spot, but Garcia has really solidified it in the last few matches.
Go back.
Once again, there's that delay by Seifert, and that time it didn't quite work, and it's 10-13.
It's actually not really a delay. He just runs a really slow one. The blockers are starting to time him. They're starting to watch him not jump before he does.
Oh, Giuliano had some smoke.
I like Giuliano. Good arm swing, gets outside, hits the quick sets to the outside, helps spread the offense out.
Chris Giuliano Jr., he'll be back next year. 13-10, he's seeing that department. Chong, tough one. Stanford hanging tough.
Yeah, they're at 10 now, and I think that's an important number. You get double figures.
Devin Pullman. Off the net. Still alive. Gardner, Loswick, Giuliano. He has played an important role, hasn't he, Kirk Kilgore?
Well, I think he's really been the key because Gardner has been quiet, and he's done a nice job. Actually, he's been carrying the offensive load right now.
That was a good defensive play by Stanford because Russell brought a cannon on his hit, and they still had an opportunity.
SC can't afford too many mistakes right now. You got to feel that Stanford, with a couple breaks, be right back in this, and SC may tighten up.
Jim McLaughlin, head coach, USC. Michael Hofer serving for Stanford. Trail by 3. Giuliano's getting an arm workout. And that time, just once too often, and Stanford was waiting.
Big block on the outside. They set up all 4 hands together. They get over the net, step it down. Picture perfect block that time.
Back into the game for USC. Shigematsu, the defensive specialist in the back. And it's an ace, so Shigematsu comes in and watches that one drop on the line, and Stanford is within 1 in key game number 3.
Probably not really Shigematsu's fault. He's not in there as a passer. He's in there to play defense. They don't usually go in and pass off the bench now.
Stanford can tie, but Furbringer cannot collect.
Too bad. Chong makes a great play off the net. Good setup, just a nice play by SC to hang in there. Both blockers hang with the play, get up and stop Furbringer.
Brock with a monumental serve. He's one of the best. Out of the ceiling it comes. Can SC get to game point with Gardner? Good dig by Furbringer. They go middle to Garcia, and it goes long. Oh, wait, the linesman said he didn't see it.
And nobody saw it. They're going to have a replay.
Oh, the linesman said he did not see it.
Oh, it's not a sideline call.
Let's see if we can decipher.
You know, Billy, we can't see it now.
No.
And that angle looked like it was going to go in. It had a drop on it.
The linesman immediately put his hands over his eyes, signaling, I can't see it. Gardner. Oh, Stanford. Oh, and missing it in the back is Brock again.
Hey, Chong has made 2 huge plays.
Unreal.
2 huge plays. One, they didn't get the point on. That was a great block on an overset by a 5'10" setter. Makes the big play. There's the end of it, right through the hands. Oh, my goodness.
Nobody wants this game more than Brock. I'll tell you that right now. At 12-13.
But remember the plays by Chong. 2 great plays, 1 save point.
Well, you go to Gardner when you need a side out, don't you?
Well, they've been going to him. This time he does put the ball away. Big put away.
There's Chong, who you were talking about. Stuart Chong, out of the Hawaiian Islands, a junior.
If you're going to be a 5'10" player, be one that makes great defensive plays.
Boom, the hit, but it's out. And USC has brought it to game point at 14-12.
Here it is, good idea. I like the idea. Goes to Whitehurst. He just got lucky it didn't hit him.
What a disappointment this would be for Stanford. They've battled back nicely. Furbringer, a chance to win it right here. Gardner, got it! SC gets it done when they have to at the end of the game, and they win game 3, 15-12. And they now lead the match 2-1. When we come back, we'll give you the stats. We'll recap the first 3 games and have game 4 for you.